Hey guys, so welcome to another episode of the Renegade Racing Channel with Two Turnt Tommy. Here's what we're doing today. My buddy Tommy, he went down to Lebanon. He needed some parts off this car. Well, it turned out that the car actually runs, you know? So I was like, well, dude, do you need the engine? And he was like, no. And I was like, I've always wanted to try this. And now that we have our own dyno, I was like, dude, we're doing this. So we've got a fire chicken in here, and it's a V6 car, and we just made a dyno pull on it, and you probably just saw that, but it made 150 horsepower to the tire at 185 foot-pounds of torque. Now this thing is missing a little bit, so them numbers might not be actual like factory numbers because and it's overheating. It's not running good at all. This is probably a really bad idea. Very bad idea. But anyways, I know that if I'm gonna feed nitrous directly into the system, I need to add fuel to it. So I came up with this genius idea. We went to Tractor Supply and I got me a garden sprayer and I filled it full of 93 because it's the best stuff on the market. So we got that full of 93. We pumped this thing up, and I made me a little fuel kit going into the intake. So we drilled a hole into the side of it and stuck the fuel sprayer in there. I wonder if you can see it spray. Oh, look at that. So it works. It works. And then we've got our nitrous hooked up to a mother bottle. So we rigged up an air line to the nitrous bottle. Now this thing holds about 50 pounds of nitrous or better, 80 pounds. And we're really gonna see if we can send this thing to the moon. I mean, anything better than 150 horsepower would be excellent. I feel like we did our job. But if we can grenade this thing on the dyno at like 500 wheel, that would be absolutely insane. What are your guesses? What are your guesses, Tommy?
I'm thinking, I think we'd be lucky if we hit 400. So that's my goal. 400, I'd be happy with it.
400, you'd be happy with it?
What do you think, Jake?
What do you think?
390.
390, that's a good number. I'm shooting for 500 wheel on this thing before it grenades itself. So, you know, we got a guest here today. Jacob's down from Illinois. So we're gonna get him in the car. He's gonna be the one piloting this thing as we try and send this thing to the moon. So I've gave him some lessons on it. I'm gonna control the dyno roller and all that stuff and just tell him when to go. So we kind of got to take our time with this, but once we tell him to launch this thing, me and Tommy are gonna launch everything that we got under here. And we're kind of like made our line so we can stand back, because I'm not sure what's going to happen. You know, either, you know, we can fast and furious this thing and blow the welds on the intake. Maybe the floor panel fall out. But I don't know what's going to happen. So I don't know. Here we go. We're about to get started. We're going to check some things, make sure there's enough fuel in the car, everything. We got some fire extinguishers out. Just in case, you know, even though safety's third, I mean, obviously, because look what in the hell we're doing. But if it catches fire, at least we'll be able to try and put it out. We came up with an ingenious idea. I was watching Bill Nye the Science Guy, and he told me this would be how I would do this. So look, we took our nitrous hose, and I took a welding rod and stuck through it so it sprays directly at the MAF sensor. All right, so hopefully, with that being said, it's not going to blow, the tube can't blow out now. And hopefully it just, this thing that ECM just tells it to dump fuel. I don't know what it's going to do, but it's going to be nuts. So we're waiting on the car to cool off right now because it was overheating. So once it cools off, we're going to get started and run this thing. Looks like we got everything set up. I have primed our fuel jug over there, so it's ready to blow. We've got our fans wired up to a hot post right here. All right, so we'll get them running. Everything working. Might put some vice grips on that, you know, but this is gonna be nuts. Make sure you pay attention. Oh yeah. You feel safe?
Oh yeah. I feel like an astronaut.
All right, here, I got my space helmet on, and we're about to go to the moon. How you feeling?
Not ready.
You nervous?
Yeah. Oh, I'm scared.
Time to do some sketchy shit. We're gonna see what happens.
Go to 2,000 RPMs.
Right now?
Yeah. All right, now listen for me. That was loud. Did you see that?
Yeah. Oh my god, that scared the crap out of me, dude. It blew up.
Hey, he made 177 foot-pounds, and he didn't even get over 2,500 RPM. That torque was going up. 84 horsepower, it made 177 foot-pounds of torque. That is ridiculous. All right, hey, she's still running. She fired back up, so we got another round. We're gonna keep on going until this sucker goes to the moon. All right, let me get my.
My ears hurt.
Daddy, say it again. What did we get? We got 182 horsepower at 276 RPM or torque.
We lost our fogger.
Yep. Hey, so well, it looks like we blew the welds on the intake because our intake is laying on the ground. Hey, did the floor pan shoot bolts out? Did it fall out? All right, danger to manifold pressure. All right, good deal. All right, and she's still running. Yep. She's still running. Oh yeah.
I think you sent her a little too hard, bud. Holy fuck.
Oh my God. Let's see what she did, baby. Hey! 217. All right, we've had to taper up. We keep blowing our welds on our intake. So we're gonna take her up. We've already made 217 wheel horsepower at 263 foot-pounds of torque. Where we started at 150, so we're up 65-ish horsepower and a whole lot of torque. So we're gonna give this thing all it got. So we're gonna make this V6 go to the moon, baby. Here we go. A little engine
268.
Look at the torque. Oh, hey, dude. 353 pounds, dude. 368. Holy shit.
This car's
That's amazing. Even dude.
After that. So that's, you see the chart's all fucking goofy. You got off the fuel, and I cracked the bottle a little bit more when he was still in the throttle, and I think we picked it up in the high end.
All right.
So that was a dry shot.
Hey, well, let's try a dry shot on it.
Okay. See how
All
that
right.
goes.
And look, if it's, I'm gonna hold the thing up there. If it starts to bog down on the dry shot, I'll throw fuel at it.
Okay.
But let's try. I'm gonna let you go ahead and start with the dry shot, and then if it holds it and it starts dumping fuel like it's supposed to, then we won't add anything to it. We'll let you just dry shot it to the moon.
Okay.
All right. And then look, progressively keep opening it. And I mean, if you can go full mother bottle, go full mother bottle on it.
Oh, shit.
All right. Bleeding a little. Oh, we got a little blood spatter right there from something. Oh! Yeah, it leaned out. We dropped a little bit of horsepower, but we're up. Like, what is that, 20 foot-pounds of torque on this thing?
Yeah, hey.
Yeah. We've got no check engine light on this thing. She's still running. I actually think it sounds better than it did when it first started it. But here we go. We're going to try again. This time, we're going to change it up a little bit. He's going to start to crack the nitrous, and I'm going to flutter the fuel in it to keep it from going lean. We're going to try and go to 300 wheel horsepower. One more. Hey. I can't believe we didn't blow it. It's just boiling over. It didn't blow. It didn't window. It didn't blow. It didn't blow the manifolds. Nothing. That's impressive. I ain't gonna lie. That's impressive.
Yes, please.
All right, guys. So obviously, this fire chicken is a little engine that could. We have yet to blow this thing up. I mean, it's probably got some blowed head gaskets and some other stuff right now because it's just blowing all the coolant out of it. It's kind of struggling to stay running right now, but I was hoping to see pistons fly out and hit the ceiling and all kinds of crap, but it didn't happen. I mean, this thing, that just shows you the power of what GM can do, even in a V6. This thing, we started at around 147 to 150, what, 3 or something like that?
Yeah.
Max horsepower, and still like 180 foot-pounds of torque. And we've exceeded what we thought. I mean, we all had different numbers we were guessing at, but max horsepower we put down was 268 at 375 foot-pounds of torque. That is absolutely outrageous, man. So we're proud of the little fire chicken. It's coming apart. That's the whole reason why we did this. We just bought it for parts, but we really wanted to just see what it could do. So the experiment went great. I'm still here. I'm still alive. So hoping it would blow up. So we're definitely going to get one. This is not the last video you'll see of us trying to absolutely detonate something on the dyno. Next, we're going to throw a turbo on something and then spray nitrous directly into it. We're going to make it happen. Rods to the ceiling, baby. We're out of here.
So long, gay boys.